What's up, guys? I am one Mega Man fan, and we're coming at you live using the internet, guys. We are gonna have a great game tonight. We have who is it? X-Force versus Get Stuffed, Heroic Division for NGS. We got teams loading in. Graysville is joining me tonight. I don't think he can hear me. I think Discord's broken for both of us. I'm gonna send him a message because my Discord is not working. This is gonna be fun, guys. All right, so bear with us. A few technical issues. We're gonna have to do a quick reboot on the Discord, real quick, and hopefully it'll come back up and running like it's supposed to. And yeah, we're getting teams loaded in here, so it's a good start there. First game is going to be Sky Temple. I can tell you guys that much. And hopefully this will work. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Stream's not dropping frames, so that's a good thing. Okay, this is gonna be fun, guys. Yay for technical issues. It would not be Heroes of the Stormcast with NGS if we didn't have technical issues every now and then. Why are we not able to connect to Discord? Quit Discord. Reboot Discord. Let me see. Alright, guys, so we're gonna try Skype real quick. Again, apologize about the delay, guys, but it is definitely want to have my co-caster with me. Call. Skype call. Graves, can you hear me? Because I can't hear you if you're talking. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights. It's going to be one of those nights. Settings? Oh, hold on. Settings. Hold on, guys. We'll see if we can get this working here. Can you hear me now, Grave?
Hello. Test.
Hey, all right. We have the wonderful Graysville joining us, guys. Can you hear me?
This is not good. Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking? Because I can't hear you.
Nice.
We could try the Blizzard thing. I've never done that on stream. Like, I don't know what the quality is, but I'm open to ideas. All right.
All right, guys. We're gonna try something else here. How do I do this? I need to kick. Invite to party. Invite to game. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So we're gonna be okay, I think.
I'm gonna have to change off of push to talk. That'll be a problem.
Me too. I'm gonna do that right now. Again, guys, sorry about the delay. We're working through it here real quick.
All right, there. Now we're good.
All right, you can hear me now.
I can.
I need to turn you up some so that you're allowed.
Yeah, test, test, test,
Woo,
test.
woo, woo. There we go. There we go.
All right,
I think we're good. All right. So, Grace, how you doing tonight?
Just having fun, obviously with some fun technical difficulties, but otherwise having fun. This is a good matchup. I already casted Get Stuff's first game today, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to this one.
All right. Yeah, I hoped it was a good game. Let me. I know we need to move somebody. Oh, I need to make you
Psycho needs, and I need to go. Yeah.
player. Swap with Psycho. All right. Who has first pick?
Let's see. This was Stuff's Matt pick, so X-Force gets first pick.
And X-Force is team 1. All right. Disco wants ban. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're about there. Are we missing anything else? I think we're good.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. After all this mess. Okay, let's see if we get the ready from the teams. If we can get the ready, we'll get rocking and rolling here, guys. We game number 1. Got one of them.
Man, I'm still getting. I feel like I'm lost. All right, I got all my stuff. I just some notes here. The band maps were Cursed Hollow by Get Stuffed, X-Force banned Tomb, and then X-Force picked game 2 on Infernal, and this game 1 was by Get Stuff on Sky Temple.
Okay. So Sky Temple, then Infernal. Both great maps. Starting off on the Sky Temple. First pick a man going to be over to X-Force. And they do not want to play against Abathur. I mean, that was like almost an insta-ban.
I mean, I kind of like it. Abathur is really strong here, and that is something that a lot of teams tend to go to. And as we see the Genji ban on the opposite side, he's annoying.
Yeah, Genji is annoying. And also for people in chat, please let us know how it is, because I cannot. I have to manually adjust Graves. So let us know how it is.
I can also technically manually adjust where my mouth is, but that's way harder. That slider, it's so easy. Chromie getting banned again. Well, she was changed. I don't know if people still think that she's in a strong spot or not, but she's apparently ban worthy.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the hands of a skilled player, she's still very deadly. And we are in, heroic division, so these are definitely skilled players. So I think it'd be a worthy ban here. And then the Hanzo ban out from the side of Get Stuff. They do not like those Shimada brothers. And then the quick pick on the Johanna for X-Force. Grab some blinds and some CC for the team.
That's an early Johanna. I mean, I'm okay with it. Wave clear is good, and she's in all right here. I just would not have expected it in that priority. Like, you could have easily picked it in the next set of picks.
So it begins.
Definitely agree with you on that one. They could have held that for the 2-3 slot. We see the Urel Deckard picked up for the 1-2 slot here for the side of Get Stuffed. Did they play a lot of Urel in their game, or did you cast the X-Force game? I can't remember which one you had casted.
I casted Get Stuff. They did play one URL game, and honestly, I really would have liked the URL pick instead of that Johanna. Like, I feel like that's such a better pick, and it looks like they're going to answer it with the Haka against URL because of the global, which maybe that's what they're going for all along. They expected to give up URL, and they get to Haka in return.
Yeah, they did ban out that Abathur, who is a nice global on this map. Not as useful as somewhere like Cursed Hollow, where it's a little safer for him, but definitely not a bad map for Abathur. Raynor ban coming out from Get Stuffed. Seems like an interesting ban choice. I guess they're concerned because the Johanna is already taken away and they have Deckard, so they don't really have a blind option for him.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. And just he's strong overall. I still feel like right clicks hurt. And with Deckard on your side, he doesn't have the best burst healing. Jaina getting banned on the upside. I actually was going to ask about that. Get Stuff did play Jaina, and they won with her. And of the mages available, she's probably the next on the docket.
Yep, definitely. If they played with her, I mean, the one advantage X-Force had is they got to watch that Get Stuffed game. So they know some things. that
That's
Get
right.
Stuff doesn't know about them. So, they have a little bit of an advantage in this first game.
So I would expect them to get a tank and damage. They're going to pick Muradin and Phoenix. I like that combination. I actually might have expected, if they went the Phoenix route, maybe even going for a Diablo Phoenix. You get the Lightning Breath into Salvo and just do a lot of damage that way. But I think Muradin gives them perhaps a little more sustain and dive potential.
It does give them a little more sustained dive potential. It also pairs really well with the Urel. As far as basically one of them can kind of tank while the other one heals back up. Vala Tass out of X-Force here going old school. We got some hyper carry Vala this game.
Wow. I mean, that's something. That's one way to stay alive, especially if you see the Muradin Urel that can dive the backline as well. What if we just keep Vala alive and she right-clicks everyone to death? I kind of like it, but last picks for Get Stuff, they need a mage, I'm guessing. What are you thinking?
Kalos could be nice for them here, just to give them some nice kind of poke. They're gonna go with the Gul'dan. The poison damage does okay into the Malfurion, so shouldn't it be too bad here?
Yeah, I think the Gul'dan is fine because it provides the more sustain, and again, because you've got double support on the opposite side, you're gonna likely have a longer team fight unless you can find that burst potential. And I think Horrify is probably gonna get a lot of value here. If they are looking to blow up a target, being able to pull someone out of position is how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, definitely how they're gonna be able to do it. Guys, we're getting loaded into the game here. Just so you know, I am working on the names for the
Okay, I was just about to ask that. So while you do that, so in terms of the draft overall, I do like the double support with the Vala. If they can make that work, I think, hey, that's an amazing idea. But if they just fall into this trap where they can't really win team fights because the opposite team has a lot of hit points and they're taking Dan damage, I don't know how I feel about it. I think a lot of it's going to come down to the structural damage that X-Force can do if they can get the wave clear in, and they have plenty of it.
Yeah, definitely. X-Force also has the global advantage, which may come in handy later on. You take a fight over a temple, you get a nice wipe, the Haka burrows to the other temple, can kind of pick that up free and clear here. Guys, we're jumping into the game on Sky Temple, game number 1. X-Force is going to be on the left in the blue. We have Basa Basa on the Vala. We have Fizzy Can't Dance on that Johanna. Seki on the Tassadar. Nova on the Malfurion. And Disco on the Haka.
And on the right-hand side, it is Get Stuffed. John Knight on your Rel. Psycho on Phoenix. Battlejet on the Gul'dan. Drink and Run on Deckard. And Dragon King on Muradin.
Alright guys, team's going to make the rotation in here. We're actually going to see a little bit of a sneaky play here out of the side of X-Force. They're going to actually rotate down to the bottom lane and get some pressure on this tower's early game. This is kind of an old school thing to do, but they definitely have the option. The Haka will be set up to help slow down the enemy rotation. They should be able to get a tower here between the Vala, Tassadar, with the Johanna ceiling. Although the Johanna backed up a little too early here, I think. Vala eats a ton of poison damage from Gul'dan and falls first blood over to the side of Get Stuffed.
Yeah, you can see Gul'dan with that damage. He did go for that Echoed Corruption at level 1, so he got 1 stack there already. But yeah, I feel it's probably worth it. I mean, early death timers is what it is. An open Invis bottom lane is going to help later on in the game when boss becomes available.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they needed to confirm that tower, though. That's the one downfall, is they didn't get that XP off that tower. It will be saved for later, but I feel like it was kind of a waste of a play almost.
So, interesting lane matchups. We kind of talked about how double support works. So we have the Haka and Urel off the top, which is we basically expected. But it's currently Vala taking the siege camp while the 2 supports are in the bottom soaking.
I mean, if you're going to have somebody do it and make it a little bit quicker, Vala is your girl to do it, especially with the hyper carry Vala comp. On the top right, we do see Get Stuff grabbing their Knights. Gonna grab those first, try to get some pressure out on the map in that top lane, help Urel out. And the Urel, if she plays it right, can win out this lane versus the Haka.
Oh yeah, she can win this out. All she has to do is right there. Like, as soon as he used the Dark Swarm to do the damage on the minions, she's just like, well, what if I hit you away from the minions?
Exactly. In the bottom, we got the double support Vala pushing in with the camp here. They do confirm the wall, lock that XP in, and have a very tiny XP lead.
Yeah, I actually think they probably needed to bring Gul'dan to bottom a lot sooner. They really needed to clean up that siege camp before it got so much pressure. As you can see, they've already opened this wall at the bottom, and at the top, they really didn't get as much value.
Yeah, definitely not as much value, but the camp is still pushing technically here. So it's not dead yet. We do see Tassadar and Vala rotate over to their own
There's the
knights
burrow.
to pick them up.
He dug bottom.
Well, he's going to have to help defend here. They need the help on the defense. Though very early, so he's actually going to have to walk up to the middle temple.
Yeah.
I mean, the one plus it is Gul'dan on here, so he does not have the best siege potential, being that it is dot damage instead of auto attack damage. But they do end up confirming a tower and get the gate down. Yep, they're going to get the gate down.
So, get stuff. They've already got themselves a slight XP lead, and let's see if they can kind of hold on to this. Obviously, Dahaka is going to be soaking at the bottom and digging if he needs to, but this is actually a really big push at the top for X-Force because they have everyone up there except for Dahaka, and with the double support, I mean, Vala just right-clicks buildings and they disappear.
Yep, plus they have the temple shots, so this actually should be enough. If they finish this temple, they should end up getting the fort actually off the temple, just with the help of the knights in that push there.
Yeah, so they're trading out temples for now. Murden sitting on the point in the middle. You can see the four of them up here. Dahaka did rotate to the middle, so he's continuing to get XP for the team, which, again, I feel that's going to definitely add up later, the later that this game goes.
Yeah, it's really him and Urel just double soaking here for the most part, these two lanes to keep their teams in it. But we don't see any push-in from the side of Get Stuffed up top, and that fort does end up getting confirmed. So, a slight experience lead and a full structure lead in favor of X-Force here in the early game. And because it is Sky Temple, you can't get your structures back. So, the more you can take down early game, the better.
Interesting, Gul'dan going for Hunger for Power at level 7. Increasing his spell power by 15%, but reducing the healing he receives by 25. So, they're all about putting the damage down against that double support.
They're definitely going to need it, I think. We do have the Haka actually burrowing up to the top lane. Interesting choice to show it though. So now Get Stuff knows he's not down here. We're gonna have the 4-man come back down to this bottom lane. They're gonna go ahead and grab the Siege Giants with the Vala and the double support. Murden should spot this out here. Not much Dragon King can do though besides poke a little bit.
No, and it's really funny actually seeing Tassadar in that position. I mean, he could get body blocked and kill. Obviously, he can dimensional shift away, but it's just kind of silly because Tassadar really doesn't do a whole lot of damage to.
I mean, he's got those autos. He's got the slow. He's slowing down the Siege Giant movement there. You know, it's very important. Right. So a little back and forth here in the bottom lane. These Siege Giants should get cleaned up fairly easily. Up top, we do have Urel and Dahaka kind of going at it. Both about even as far as HP. Urel a little low on that mana, but she's actually going to back up some. She doesn't have the fort to run to, unfortunately. Johanna coming in the bottom, though, looking for a gank on the Murden. Dragon King going to get the Dwarf Toss out and will stay alive here.
You know, I kind of mentioned it before, but you saw Battlejet and Gul'dan rotating from the middle to the bottom. I really feel like they should have Phoenix in the middle and Gul'dan at the bottom. Because against the double support, I feel like Gul'dan would be much better at it because he can at least sustain through it. Oh, but hold on, Dragon Knight maybe looking for something as Basa takes a huge corruption and Vala goes down.
Yeah, it was a lot of damage there, and I don't know if Johanna makes it out of this either. She did already pop the Iron Skin. Gonna have the slow from the Deckard. Root should connect as well, and that will be 2-for-0 trade in favor of Get Stuffed. Gonna give them that XP push to hit 10 early. Malfurion was able to hearth though, and bottom temple will get given over to Get Stuffed. And they have a nice push here, and again, similar to what happened up top with X-Force, they will be able to confirm this no problem, especially with these Siege Giants pushing.
Absolutely. Level 10 is around the corner, though, for X-Force, so they can't stick around quite too long as they snap pick those. A no wall of force. We do have the Archon coming out on the side of Tassadar.
Yeah, that fourth wall is going to come out here. Dahaka up in the top. I don't know. I think he should have Burrow back up if they want to take a fight. But at this point, I think X-Force is just going to be content to soak here and work on getting that XP evened out. They are down about a level so far. Interesting build on the Vala. She did not go into the auto attack talent buffs at 4 and 7. Went into the multi-shot instead.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's gonna again give them more wave clear, and that's one of the ways that they can just kind of outpush their opponents, I feel. But as we say that, Get Stuff, they have that 1 level lead still. Each team going for the bruiser camps, and boss play is available if either team wins a team fight. Right now, they're just trying to get control of the lanes.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams just want to get to that next talent tier. Look for the easy picks. The Haka up in the top should have no problem cleaning out this camp. He does still have his fort and well to retreat to if he needs to. Plus, their other night camp is on the way. We do see the rotation up here by 3-4 members of Get Stuffed. Unfortunately, the Vision will spot them out. The Haka going to be able to back up there. And Disco should be safe for now.
Yeah, I mean, they could have rotated around the Vision and just showed one person on it and tried to look for a pick, but unfortunately they didn't do that. Now they just rotate right back to bottom without actually cleaning up the camp at the top.
Yep, they do not clean that up. Gul'dan almost about halfway stacked on that level 1 quest. Dahaka, couple more stacks he needs for his, and Tassadar should be finished in just a minute if he isn't already.
Yeah, 13 round in the corner for Get Stuff. That'll be a talent advantage that they will have for a time being. Basa Basa under pressure from Dragon King, but with these with the Siege Giants here, they do need to get cleaned up. And that's why I liked Battle Jet here, cleaning that up. We actually have Phoenix at the top now against Dahaka, so a little bit adjustment on the side of Get Stuffed.
Yep, 13 is here for Get Stuff, so they have the extra pressure, but it is a 4v5, 4v3 down here. Horrify going to come down along with Ellie Ultimate. Stay a while and listen, going to connect with multiple members. Dahaka able to get the silence off onto the Murray. They look for the pick on the Deckard, and they get it. 2-for-0 trade so far. John Knight trying to escape here, and this fort will be surrendered over to X-Force as they lock in their level 13s to get the XP for those kills.
Yeah, that was a really nice collapse from X-Force, and honestly, I think it was part poor position on the side of Get Stuff. When you're able to land like that 3-man Rain of Vengeance and just lock them in, you saw the amount of damage that they were able to just dish down there, and the Dahaka burrowing down was just the icing on the cake. And so now X-Force, they have the bottom temple. The members of Get Stuff are already back, so they're not going to be able to push double temple. Actually, they are going to the middle right now.
They're going to rotate to the middle. Johanna's in the bottom. The Siege Giants are going to keep Phoenix distracted for a little bit here. They will push off the URL, go ahead and take some of these shots. Meanwhile, bottom, Johanna's getting rotated on. She's fairly low on health. Going to pop the Unstoppable really early here. Dragon King with the body blocks, poison damage from Gul'dan. And the Variant Spray, not enough to keep himself alive. Johanna will fall. But they got the majority of the shots in the bottom and finished up the shots up in the middle. Yrel actually going to start the boss here. You're going to see the rotation over from Deckard, Phoenix, and Gul'dan to start to burn this down. They know they had that 4v5 advantage. Disco going to spot this out in Dahaka. Dragon King going to try to zone here. Tongue on to him. Root going to come out.
You just gotta let him die, get the boss. You have Horrify, it's definitely worth it, but in fact, Dragon King gets away. Horrify does land on a Basa Basa. Vala under heavy pressure, kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Salvo comes out, that does get the kill, and I believe Dahaka is not long for this world either.
Yeah, I don't think Disco makes it out of this one alive. The support's doing their best to try to keep him up, but he will fall. So 2-for-0 trade and boss going over to get stuff. This will be pressuring the keep wall, which is already missing a tower, and the gate's down to about half. So I don't think they take the keep off of this. I mean, well, they're pushing against 4. They might.
Yeah, I mean, 10 minutes in, this boss shouldn't do a whole lot, but they do have Phoenix here, which that is a significant amount of siege pressure. They do have Yrel still in the middle, continuing to soak, trying to get them closer to level 16 to get them that talent. But yeah, this keep is falling.
Yeah, and Valo just now respawning. Gonna dump out a bunch of damage on to Deckard here, looking for the kill. Johanna with the shield, gonna get the stun off, and they will get the pick on to Deckard. Meanwhile, the 3-man gonna limp away here. Disco did come in behind in case they wanted to engage. Not going to pull the trigger though on that. Yrel pushed up the top lane, did take down a tower here, so going to continue to push their XP lead and keep them about a level ahead thus far. Murden finishing his quest.
Soon they shall pass.
And yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of a reset at this point. They didn't get the keep, but they are going to go ahead and take this bruiser camp, same as happening on the opposite side. But because it's a single temple and each has 16, It's gonna be a bloody battle. The problem is heroics are missing on the side of each team's. Archon is not gonna be there for a long time. Ardent Defender will be. So if you're X-Force, because you have that siege pressure, maybe you just push another lane and give these shots up because you have Siege Camp pushing for you bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom and top are pushing. The Hawk is up in the top, going to clean up that other night camp. So it gives you an advantage. You can burrow bottom, get some pressure down there. They're going to have the 4v5 though with the Hawk coming in here. Horrify going to kind of connect on multiple members. Gets people pushed out of the way. Johanna goes fairly deep, able to back out. There's going to be the sweep from the Decker connecting on 4 members. Phoenix gets the major damage out, but Vala gets the counter kill. Deckard falls as well. Going to be a 2-for-0 trade so far in this fight. Yrel, the only one with an ultimate left. Doesn't need to pop it to get out, and the rest of this temple will go over to X-Force.
That was rough. I mean, get stuffed. They had the opportunity to leave and chose not to. They said, we can get these kills, and obviously it ended up not working out for them. But they lost so much like HP to begin that team fight with that I don't know if it was worth trying to turn it around.
Yeah, and now we have this push from the 4-man here. Johanna, go ahead and finish up the temple here. Dahaka starting to slow walk down to have the 4 members with these Siege Giants. Looks like they're not going to push in too much further here, though. Don't want to risk anything. Just going to back out, soak some more, try to push the XP advantage in their favor and get that 21st.
So Boss will be back up in another minute 40, so there's plenty of time on that one. Again, taking control of the lanes. There is that camp pushing for X-Force in the top, and at this point, guess what? They just need to soak safely. It's not really a race to 20, but they want to get there at least at the same time their opponents do.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They want to make sure that the 20s are timed out evenly, at least as far as get stuff does. X-Force obviously would love to get theirs early, but the XP being just about dead even, it should get pulled up at the same time for both teams. Johanna a little deep here. Vala right behind her though. They're going for the gate. The Hawk on the backline is going to get the silence off of the cooldown. And there's plus shield from Johanna. Going to get the stun on the multiple members. Phoenix with the ult. Going to put out a ton of damage. Does not confirm any kills yet. Twilight Dream comes out of the multiple members. Unfortunately, though, we see Johanna and Dahaka fall. Vala gets the counter kill on the Murden, making this a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Get Stuffed. That's a lot of alts burn there.
Yeah, and Vala actually almost ended up dying there too, so good job. The support, the double support Vala survives, but the rest of the team does not. And now Get Stuffed, what do they do in this situation? Do they just push out the lane safely? Do they go get Siege Camp? Boss has 30 seconds left on it. I think they want to try to get bottom keep. I mean, they're kind of headed that way.
Yeah, they could try to go for that confirmation on the bottom keep. The other option is to grab these Siege Giants, which is what they're going to head into initially. If they can get these, get the pressure pushing in that lane, and just grab a temple, they're still going to come out even if they trade temples. You know?
I kind of wanted them just go straight to bottom keep and confirm it at least, because these temple shots won't be shooting at that keep, and I don't know. I feel like that maybe was a missed opportunity.
I agree. I think they're hoping that the Siege Giants will make it there, but I'm sure they know that X-Force is not going to let that happen, especially with the Dahaka here. You have the 4-man showing. They are in vision. They're to push in on the temple initially. Ball is going to vault forward. There comes the Dahaka coming in. Gets the silence off on to the Deckard. Kane can't heal or anything. Stay while listen is going to come out. He is not going to fall yet, though. Vala is going to fall. That's the damage here. Johanna, Dahaka. That is a 3-for-0 trade so far. Nova falls as well, now Malfurion. And I don't think Tassadar is long for this world. I don't think he has the jukes to get out of it. And, I mean, they could technically just kill the bottom keep it in the game right now. And looks like that may be where they're headed.
John Knight's like, nah, I want the middle one. Okay. Honestly, I really liked that engage from X-Force. I don't know how Drinking Road on Deckard didn't die. Like, they had the isolation, they had him dead to rights, and he stayed alive, turned around, and they were able to get the damage in, but that looks like that just might be game.
That is going to be game, I believe. And I think the issue was the tongue was missed on Dahaka. Or it was on cooldown or something, because Deckard got to run all the way. He did not get a single stopped at all. So, like, he had the isolation, and Dahaka's right there, but I just think the tongue missed. That's the only thing I can think of that would have stopped that kill from happening.
Well, I mean, either way, congratulations to Get Stuff. They turned it around at the end there. getting a lot of damage in, a lot of kills in. I really liked the Gul'dan pickup though with Janagon. I felt like the Gul'dan play was really well, and yeah, the double support Violet, it didn't end up working here, but it was close.
Yeah, and double support Vala in just a hyper carry Vala is already kind of something that's out of meta these days. And then on top of that, with a double support, which is out of meta as well.
Hmm.
Gul'dan definitely going for that extra damage on the level 7 talent, I think helped a lot to put out the numbers they needed here for this game. All right, guys, we're going to get set up for the next map here. And I believe we're going to Infernal Shrines.
We are going to Infernal.
I am excited. I love this map because John Cena is awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. John Cena is pretty awesome, and I mean, based on that last game, I expect a lot of team fights again. You know, in Sky Temple, sometimes you fight over one temple and not the other, but on Infernal, there's only one objective. You have to be there, or you just give it up.
Yep, definitely. You're either there or you're not. You don't get much of a choice in that one. Let's see. So we're going to have that saved. Scores are updated. And all I got to do is get everyone in here. Thankfully, X-Force, all their names start with XF. So it makes it really easy to figure out where they go.
You know, if a team doesn't have portrait synergy, we at least expect them to have the same name, right?
I know. That's you know, it's unless you just have a lot of cash, which is possible, it's a commitment to change your name because you get what, one BattleNet change on your account like forever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like your full commitment if you change it to a team name.
Which is actually kind of funny because Basa Basa on X-Force, I have him on my friends list. I didn't know who it was for the longest time because he changed his name. I was like, who is this person? Okay, now I know who they are. He even put like a little like broadcast, Ben, I am now Basa Basa or something like that. I'm like, oh, it's that guy. Now I understand.
Hey, a little broadcast every now and then, it can't hurt. I mean, I've been tempted to change just from Mega Man fan to one Mega Man fan, but that's a lot more to type out, and you already got the number on there. I think it's just too much effort.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
All right, we're just waiting on one more member to jump in here, guys, for this next game, and then we'll be able to rock and roll with it. I'm excited. I mean, that one was close, so we know this one's going to be close as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to shout out to Random Task, by the way, in Twitch chat, because I know he knows some of the people here. Saying how like it is, Get Stuff did a better job of winning a lot of the early game engagements. I agree. Late game, it was close. Like that game was a lot closer in the late game than I feel like it was in those early game engagements.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see here.
Who are we missing? Dragon King? Yeah.
Yeah, Dragon King missing.
Okay. Not anymore. Yikes. By the way, I love the name Get Stuff. Like that, in case those who don't know, that is a Tracer talent, which is a little bit funnier because Mockery is the coach of this team. Mockery loves to play Tracer, so I've heard, and obviously has to pick that talent every time because, come on, why not?
Infernal shrines.
So yeah, this was map pick for X-Force. Obviously stuffed winning on their map pick. So we'll have to see if X-Force can kind of turn it around. I mean, maybe they have something up their sleeves on this map in particular. Yeah, Dragon Queen gets a lot of value on this map. I think that's pretty smart. Last time they banned out the Genji, I'm wondering if they're looking to do the same thing here. I would expect him to be gone. You don't have to show it on the first pick, but if Genji makes it through the draft, team fights will be a little bit differently. They banned Abathur again. There goes Genji again. I wonder if they're going to ban the other Shimada brother and just, you know... I mean, we saw last time, just no Shimada brothers available for either of the teams. That's right, yeah. I mean... Okay. So last time, X-Force prioritized Johanna early. I wouldn't expect Get Stuff to do the same. Instead, they're going to pick up Deckard again. Drink and Run is like, yeah, I got this. Just put him up. We're going to line him up, and I'm going to lay down a big old root.
Do your worst.
Twitch chat says they can't hear you, by the way. That's less than ideal. I hope maybe we're on a 2-minute delay. Maybe they can now.
No,
I don't know. But yeah, Diablo, Yrel picked up. I mean, we saw the prioritization on Yrel last time. Jim, Raynor, and Hanzo getting picked up here, though. Okay, that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. The thing that concerns me is neither one of those have great control over the objective. So that's what I'm more worried about here. I mean, we just see a mage picked up on the side of X-Force, and I feel like they're in a great spot to confirm pretty much every shrine if they play it right.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind, you know, I'm assuming it's going to be ace in the hole on Raynor, so you want to pick up stuns and slows as well for him, and so far they don't have any outside of Jimmy himself. Johanna is the ban, though, which is interesting. I mean, because wave clear is good. They're just getting rid of tanks apparently, and Phoenix banned on the opposite side.
Yeah, I mean, this may sound silly, but I was actually expecting a Lily ban with the second blind option because there's no support for X-Force. I know she's not necessarily meta, but they already shown they can run double support, and if you're gonna do it, Lily is one of the better ones to choose for a double support comp.
Funny enough, Get Stuff played Lily last series. Rhaegar and Kel'Thas getting picked up. I like Kel'Thas. I think he's great on shrines. Rhaegar seemingly to be the priority of choice when all the others are not available here.
Yeah, but the problem is that Stukov and Malfoy are both still up, so it seems like a weird choice to me. But I
mean, Stukov was changed. Maybe a lot of people haven't been able to try out his changes. ETC and Blaze against that Yrel. I like the ETC pickup. Blaze also going to pair up with Ace in the Hole and Jimmy, giving them that slows.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. ETC also can talent into the slow on his knockback on his W, so that's an option as well too. Oh, we're going old school. We're going old school, Graves.
All right, Kerrigan on Infernal Shrines. This is old school, and I kind of like it. If they're gonna go for Dive the Deckard again, Kerrigan's able to help them out, and obviously Diablo can set it up. Yrel can knock people away. It's very aggressive, and I'd love to see that play style. So I'm happy to see it here.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting ready for the game, guys. I'm putting in people's names so everybody shows up nicely for you all.
Yeah, isn't that nice? But I mean, in terms of overall drafts, I like the Kel'Thas pickup a lot, actually. We'll have to see if Get Stuff can stay alive. A lot of it actually comes down to the Blaze play, I feel. Like, in these team fights, he needs to get stunned so that way they can set up the damage, and then Bunker to get away from all that burst potential on the side of X-Force. Obviously, we've seen Deckard last game, Drink and Run, I feel like they did a really good job. So I would expect that here, but they need to play safely against that Kerrigan, because kills people. Queen of Blades.
Yeah, she's got the dive. You know, maybe Jimmy can soften her heart some here for this game. Guys, dive in here for game number 1. On the left, in the blue, we're going to have X-Force down 0-1 in the series. Going to try to bring it back here. We have Seki on that Kel'Thas, Nova on Rhaegar, Bossa on that Kerrigan, Disco on Yrel, and Fizzy Can't Dance on that Diablo.
And on the right-hand side, it is Get Stuffed. John Knight on the Blaze, Battlejet on Raynor, Psycho on Hanzo, Drink and Run on Deckard, Dragon King on ETC, and he's down to 30 ping.
That's always a good thing. Both teams going in for the normal 5v5 mid here off the start. Hanzo getting some poke and starting to stack that level 1 talent on Bossa. And both
Kerrigan going for block at level 1, by the way. I kind of like that against Jim Raynor.
You know, it's a good little trade, little ping chat in game here. Kel'Thas going with the Mana Addict, not gonna go with Convection. Kel'Thas goes in, gets a nice combo off on EC, but gets rooted. Takes a lot of pepper from Jimmy, down to under a third health. Is gonna have to hearth here, and we should see the 4-man rotation start for both the teams now. Up top, we will have the Blaze and Yrel going back and forth.
Yeah, we can see the amount of pepper that Jimmy provides, and that is something I'd be a little afraid of. You know, Kerrigan jumps in, and one way to deal with her is, well, what if you just shoot her? You know, what if she just dies when she tries to come back in your back line?
Yeah, what are you gonna do when Kerrigan is dead? That is for sure here. You're gonna see the early rotation to the Khazra camp here from Get Stuff. Want to get that pressure on the map. They also won't miss any soak this way. ETC able to catch those last few minions in the bottom. We see the Khazra picked up from the side of X-Force as well a little later, but should help them clean up Get Stuff's Khazra a little faster, having these a little more defensive.
So, importantly, first objective of the game, hold on, combo at Dragon King. First objective of the game will be in the bottom lane. So that does provide the opportunity for either of the teams to get those impalers in the top, because uncontested, those do push a lot. So they might actually look to get those right before the objective spawns.
Yeah, the Shaman camp is very strong on this map. And if it's timed right and your wave's sitting right, you can easily take down a fort or a keep with them.
And maybe even X-Force goes for the camp at the bottom. They're already positioned there. They could get it pretty quickly, I feel. And it looks like they are going to do that, because at least to deny it from your opponents, but also objective starts in 10 seconds here, and this will put extra pressure on the lane.
Extra pressure on the lane and a little bit of XP as well from that camp. Both teams locking in that level 4 talent here. We do see Hanzo up top working on the Shaman camp here. Gonna see the rotation in from Jimmy and Deckard to make sure they finish this up fairly quickly. And Blaze just gonna continue to soak up that top lane. ETC gonna start dealing with those Khazra in the bottom half of the map.
So X-Force, they didn't match though. They didn't get their own bruiser camp. So the bottom camp that they got with those impalers, ETC's on it right now. So X-Force, I believe they have to answer, and that they are leaving Yrel top for now, so this is a 5v4.
Yeah, Yrel has to deal with top first before she can really come down here. And so that's going to make the 5v4 happen, like you said, and that just gives more of these monsters over to get stuff early in this fight.
And really, the only way they can steal them away is with Seki on Kel'Thas. You can see he's trying to get flame strikes and the leaving bombs over the wall, but it's not enough. Get Stuff already has control of this shrine.
Yeah, I think this is one that X-Force just has to give up, bait over the wall, and take out. It is the Arcane, which is the stronger one of the three. However, it's only, you know, under 4 minutes in. So not going to get a lot done with this. If they can take the wall, that would be great. Jimmy is great at sieging things down. Deckard obviously going to throw that root over the wall, try to slow down X-Force, but they shouldn't get too much more than the wall here off this initial one.
Yeah, overall, it's a pretty good push. I mean, the wall's what you would hope at least for in your first objective. But yeah, that camp at the top, it had to get cleaned up. So I think X-Force really they just needed to rotate to their own bruiser camp earlier, and that I believe that would have went a lot differently.
Yeah, but they played it well overall considering what situation they ended up in. Still actually ahead technically on XP. Locking in the 7 is just a little bit earlier than their opponents, but not enough to make a major difference here. But if they keep that lead and can kind of slowly build that up, they might be able to get 10s locked in about a half level early. They just have to play it right.
Speaking of those 10s, I'm trying to wonder if they're going to go for the mosh pit or a stage dive, because they can use stage dive as a pseudo global and it gives them even more pressure on the backline. But mosh pit, you got to think about what kind of interrupts are there. There's a Kerrigan stun, the Yrel if she gets pre-cleansed, Apocalypse, and then Kel'Thas. There's a lot of potential mosh interrupts.
There is a lot of interrupts available, but sometimes it's the threat of mosh pit that makes it powerful, not the mosh pit itself. You know, forcing the enemy team to save things in case you mosh pit. You know, forcing that Kel'Thas to save his gravity laps, or for Diablo to save his APOC. You know, those little things can make all the difference. Diablo a little far up, should be okay so far. Kerrigan into dive and gets the combo off on to the Deckard, but not going to be any kind of follow-up there to get the pick. Bossa peppered down by Jimmy, back under the half health, and Kerrigan's lover is just taking her down really fast here in these poke fights.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about. Yeah, like Kerrigan will come and do the whole combo, but then immediately she just goes down to half HP, and that is how you need to respond to that. So X-Force, they do grab the camp, but they've got plenty of clear down here in the bottom, so ultimately it's just a little bit of XP going their way.
Yeah, a little bit of XP is good though. Diablo finishing those souls, now very tanky. Will come back instantly. ETC with a beautiful power slide to get out of there. Hanzo actually finishing his quest at level 1 as well. So both these heroes set up for the next team fight with what they need. Diablo with his souls, Hanzo with that extra boost on that level 1 talent. And we see X-Force going over to the Shaman camp here.
So their opponent's Shaman camp is up in like 15 seconds, so they could time it out as well if they choose to do so. And again, I feel that was a mistake last time from X-Force, but they are finally getting it here. But because the shrine is middle, it's a little bit closer to clean that up, so I wouldn't expect either team to get a whole lot of value off of that camp.
Yeah, definitely easier for both these teams to clean it up, no matter what. I think you send the Kerrigan to clean up the camp top, I believe. Do you agree with that one?
Yeah, I think that's actually probably the safest bet, because I don't think they're willing to dive, especially on the shrine. In fact, they're already backing up. Dragon King, he's looking for something. He does have Mosh Pit. Oh, here's the engagement. Mosh Pit does go on. I believe it got interrupted immediately, though. The Dragon Air comes out as well. ETC has to go into the bunker with Deckard. Dragon King is very low. ETC will be the first to fall here. Nice combo once again. Raynor goes down, and that will be 2 kills, potentially a third going over to X-Force.
That is going to be a third, and that's going to be a nice boost in XP, bringing them up with about a level lead, confirming the monsters they need for this Frozen Punisher, which should give them a nice push down this middle lane. Everything worked out well for them. Everything, like, 10s hit about the same time for both teams, and they just both said, okay, let's go for it. Like, no hesitation at all. Mosh Pit did get interrupted there. Was not able to get it back off. It did have the short cooldown, so it is still available. We did the Lornado from Deckard, not to stay a while and listen.
Yeah, which is, it can be counterintuitive when you have a mosh pit, because you can actually push people out of the mosh. Maybe you could also pull them into it. It's just a little more difficult to do. So I was actually expecting stay while and listen, because then they are literally sitting ducks. Like, you can just have them sit there and like, all right, how do I want to power slide this?
Yeah, it does give you a little more combo potential with that other ultimate. We see the wall push down here. There goes the Lornado, trying to bring people into the base through that opened up gates, but not going to happen. X-Force splits apart, says not today, Deckard. And they start to make the rotation to the camps. Looks like they're going to work on cleaning up this bottom lane. The Fort take a bit of damage from the minions here.
Uh-oh. That could have been deadly. Hold on, power slide onto... Oh, I actually thought he would have solo moshed that one. That might have been worth it. Ancestral does get used, and now Dragon King taking a lot of damage in return. Bunker is out. He will jump into that. You can see that Yrel did go ahead and already use that Sacred Ground. ETC is still in this bunker. I don't know if he has a safety net or not.
Lornado going to push out both multiple members. That actually could be enough to get the peel for ETC. So ults used on both sides here. APOC is still available, as is Kerrigan's ultimate. Jimmy still has Hyperion. Did not go with the Raider, which is the more popular talent these days after its rework. And Hanzo's got his arrow, so a little bit of a better ult trade in favor of Get Stuff. They have more available to them. They didn't lose anybody. They are still down about a level in XP, though, which is going to hurt because 13 is getting locked in for X-Force right now.
Yeah, there are your 13s, but I actually kind of like the Hyperion here. It's going to give them more siege pressure when if they win an objective, they can pressure forts better. And on the shrines, obviously, it helps just overall because it just splashes everywhere and does damage. Whereas the Raider, yes, it is a lot of damage, but it can get killed a lot easier. As we have a potential invade here on the side of X-Force. Dragon King does take some damage. Power slide through Psycho. That living bomb, I believe, secures the kill. It does. Hanzo goes down.
Yeah, Hanzo goes down. Camp is stolen over. So that's going to be a great trade for X-Force with those 13s. Able to get the pick off, able to steal the camp away, continue to push that XP lead forward, still keeping them about a level ahead or so. And now they're able to pressure down this wall. Diablo goes deep over the wall, trying to get Battle Jet, but the stun is going to be there to slow down the members of X-Force so they can't follow up on that combo. And Jimmy will make it out in one piece.
Yeah, if Fizzy had the 16 resets, that would have been a dead Jimmy for sure. But ultimately, he does get away. I think it was a good attempt. Get Stuff rounding themselves closer to 13. There it is. And the next objective would be in the top lane, as it's announced right now.
Yep, up in the top. Looks like both teams are setting up to take their Shaman camp here. We see X-Force starting theirs. And John's kind of hanging in the bush. Looks like he's going to just let his team deal with this while he kind of zones with the ETC. Want to make sure there's no invasion or anything coming in onto them while they take this Shaman camp. Will get cleaned up easily by both teams, though. They're both on the top with the objective. Fairly common just to see these get cleaned up first by both teams and then start the objective.
So we are missing Hyperion right now. I'll be back in 15 seconds. So Get Stuff might want to wait that one out for now, as the two camps are clashing now. But no team has actually started the shrine, so they're just kind of poking for now.
Yeah, they both really want to get an advantage. Starting the shrine is not going to help because they can't really put anybody on it individually. Diablo and ETC going to spot each other out. Diablo going to charge in on Dragon King. Not going to get the stun though, so no real follow-up there. The camps are now cleaned up. So I mean, somebody has to start this.
I really don't know why. I mean, I guess they just... I don't know why they'd wait. X-Force is just getting closer and closer to 16. Power slide going in. He didn't push the button, though. Disco went in, does use the Sacred Ground. Lornado is used as well as a healing totem in the background. Bassa looking for the combo. Gets it on the Dragon King. Dragon King very low. Hyperion going out as well, but Bassa on Kerrigan will be the first to fall here. John Knight in the corner. The mosh pit does land. The bunker was that Dragon Arrow lands on the 3 members. Fizzy is staying alive for now. The Ancestral does land and the cleanse as well. Does Disco get out of here now?
I don't think Disco makes it out of this one alive. It's going to be a 2-for-0 trade in favor of Get Stuff. Going to give them some of that much needed XP back. Also will give them this shrine for sure. This is the Mortar Punisher, not the strongest one. I'd love to see Rhaegar and Kel'Thas kind of just rotate down, leave Diablo up here. I mean, you can't. This is risky. If Diablo's gonna show here, and if the other two show, then it's like, hey guys, just take our fort for free up top. I don't think. Yeah, neither one of them have showed, so it's just Diablo showing. But as soon as they realize this camp's taken, they definitely know they can push in for free on this fort. Mortar Punisher has spawned. Gonna be pushing down the lane. We'll see if John Cena can get that stun off to get a combo and a pick for Get Stuffed here.
Yeah, this fort is basically dead. X-Force does have 16. They do grab more camps. It looks like they're going to start Hearthing to defend the keep wall, which is pretty smart. Mortar Punisher isn't as threatening, right? It doesn't have any ice beams or arcane beams to lock you down and deal damage to you. But it's still threatening because of the stun, as you can see getting over there on the wall on Fizzy.
Yep, it does bait out the stun here. Wall's going to fall down for sure. Disco going to do his best kind of zone here on Urel. Tornado's going to come out, try to pull somebody in, not going to connect. So Punisher will fall here. Not much else gained. It looks like we see Get Stuff rotating into the middle here. John Knight already cleaning up that camp that was picked up on his Blaze. And we'll see where Get Stuff rotates to. Looks like they're headed to the bottom now.
Yeah, so 16s are here for both of the teams. They're going to look at this camp. They see X-Force is in the middle, so this is going to be taken pretty easily. I mean, because they didn't get the keep, there's really nothing that X-Force is too worried about. They do probably want to defend this fort, though. Actually, the shrine was just announced, and that it will be down here in the bottom.
Yeah, picking this up, seeing him with a big advantage. ETC with a nice power slide. Not going to pull the Mosh Pit trigger yet on Fizzy. Knows there are too many counters available to him. Lornado actually is going to come out. Maybe a misclick?
I mean, it's a short cooldown. It's what, like 40 seconds. So I think that was probably a good attempt because the objective won't be up until at least then. So they grab the fort at the bottom, and X-Force, they don't respond. They really didn't need to send their whole team to clean that one wave up. They could have left one person there. They really needed to rotate to this quicker. And actually, second needs to be really careful. Busy going in for the flank, but they push him away immediately.
Yeah, fight's going down. We're going to see the Hyperion Arrow come out along with the bunker. APOC comes down as well. Damage going on everywhere. Our Ancestral is going to land on Kerrigan. Looking for the kill on the Jimmy. They do get the pick onto him. It's going to be the first kill of this fight. Decker going to be next fall. Mosh Pit lands on multiple members, though. It's going to get canceled early by ETC, though. And that's going to be a dead cow. Steak is on the menu. It's a 3-for-0 trade in favor of X-Force. The question is what are they going to do with this advantage? Looks like they want to take down this keep in the middle here if possible.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead, take down this middle keep like you said. And honestly, I'm trying to think what happened in that last fight. It was a good engagement from X-Force. I felt like they needed to rotate sooner to the middle, but I think Get Stuffed wasn't expecting the flank from the bottom hand side. And then, I don't know, I feel like the ETC mosh pits haven't been as impactful as maybe they could have been in a lot of these fights because they're playing so defensively. Like, Get Stuff, they see a Kerrigan come at their face and they kind of panic and react to it that way rather than trying to get an engagement themselves, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Disco did come around the back of the top, so also flanked kind of from the top as well. I definitely think ETC needs to pull the trigger on the mosh pit a little bit earlier. I feel like he's trying to save it for a moment where he can get a value and get the lockdown. But most good mosh pits are not catching all 5 members. It's catching that 1 or that 2 that count.
Right.
That help your team win the fight against the other 3 so then you can continue to move on. Because when you mosh pit, you're making it essentially a 4v whatever is not mosh pitted. So, you know, like you have to make sure that your team can get those picks off of your mosh pit. Monster starting to get picked up here for the side of Get Stuff. Starting early. Nice power slide on to Fizzy there. Going to get the charge flip. There goes the Lornado. Going to push Fizzy back in. Disco kind of caught out as well. We're going to see both the tanks fall here. Diablo's soul reset. We see Bunker come out along with the Phoenix and Hyperion. Mosh Pit is still going to be up. But even with the 20s, though, that was a great engage from Get Stuff. Just taking advantage of the positioning of Urel and Diablo and giving themselves this Frozen Punisher and trying to help push themselves closer to that 20.
I mean, that's exactly what I was talking. They just needed to do it. Like, obviously, they needed to push the advantage before their opponents got 20, but like, that's exactly what I've been waiting for. Just power slide in on. I was like actually expecting him to just solo mosh the Diablo because they could have just blown him up right then and there. They still end up getting picks off the backside of that. But yeah, this Frozen Punisher will go over to get stuff. However, they don't have 20 yet. They would likely get a keep off of here, but Yrel, let's see, Yrel is back in 5 seconds.
I mean, as long as the Punisher keeps the enemy team zoned along with Dragon King, I mean, they should be fine to get this keep and get their 20s. I don't think they can end the game, though. That might be asking for a little bit too much, but they're going to go in. Hanzo are going to go out, not going to connect with anyone. Phoenix going to go out to help zone here. Yrel on the front line going to pop her ult just to help stay alive in here. There goes the bunker to help protect Deckard Cain. ETC is out. Gonna pop the mosh pick next on the 3 members here. They get the pick though on the Deckard Cain. Core shield is down, but the Punisher distracted a little bit. There goes the Hyperion and the Ancestral. Dragon King able to get out with that Bolt of the Storm. Kerrigan falls here to Raynor, but I don't think Jimmy makes it out. So gonna be a 3-for-1 trade in favor of X-Force, but their core is down to 45%. They have to go to the core. Now, Yrel needs to clean up this lane, though. They don't really want to be messing with this, like just having it pushed up.
What? All right, I'm going to say it. What a mess that team fight was. There was a lot of back and forth. Drink and Run took a lot of damage early on, and I feel like that's kind of what turned it around when Deckard got under pressure, and then they had to use the bunker, but I think it might have been a little too late. I did like the mosh pit out of the bunker. That was really nice, but again, it might have been too little too late. They didn't get the core, and now their opponents are here on their own.
Yeah, but the question is, can they finish the core without the Kerrigan? You know, their only damage really is going to be Kael'thas. Rhaegar's got some decent auto-attack damage. They're going to throw the Phoenix out, try to burn the shield down as fast as possible, but the core is just doing too much damage, and they're going to actually have to back out here, not able to take this fight with Hanzo and Raynor coming up in just a few seconds.
So ultimately, each team gets some damage on their opponent's core, but yeah, they neither one could finish it off. But keeps are down for each of the teams. I don't know. You just kind of reset it at this point. We're back to basics. I would like It's Tough to actually just try to backdoor something, because I feel like because now that we're in the late game, Kerrigan is much weaker. Like Kerrigan's much better early game, and now in the late game, Jimmy just kind of right clicks her to death.
Yeah, I agree. There's the bolt out of Dragon King looking for a mosh pit potential. You're gonna see the Hanzo arrow come out, connect with multiple members, play the game, they jump forward there. There's the blow up on Rhaegar, no support left. Fizzy's taking a lot of damage as well. Hyperion comes down. APOC mosh pit connects with the 1 member here. Kerrigan falls. Diablo's down. That is a 3-man trade for nothing so far. There goes Yrel. 4 kills. Seki's trying to run away, but Get Stuffed is going to make this a domination with the 2-0 in this best-of-2 series. I don't think Seki can defend this, unfortunately.
No, that's game. GG's to Get Stuffed. They pull it out in the end here. A lot of back and forth in these team fights, but in the end, they're able to make it happen. And like you said, they get to seize. All right, they got to clean it up. They got to clean it up.
Definitely got to clean up to make sure that kill count stays nice and high. Congratulations to Get Stuff pulling it out with the 2-0 here. And I think if I caught the first game, did they tie their earlier game that you casted?
Yes, they did.
Okay,
yep.
So 3 wins on the night. That's not too bad at all. Quick look at stats for you guys for the game. Look at those damage numbers. Kael'thas and Raynor doing damage for their teams, putting in work. Blaze MVP, no deaths, maybe?
I mean, he had the siege damage. He had pretty decent bunkers, I'd say. Yeah, honestly, I felt a lot of those team fights came around to Kael'thas. Like, he was the majority of the damage on the side of X-Force, and leaving bombs, they just kept spreading around.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the character pick was the main issue for X-Force here. You know, they didn't talent into her kind of old school shrine pickup build while your team zones. So she wasn't able to kind of do her thing and just take over the shrine for her team. And then, you know, that she gets peppered down by Jimmy, who she already knew was on the field. It just was a tough game for Bossa on that Kerrigan, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they held out okay. They didn't just give the game away. They definitely put work in to stay up during that whole game. Guys, that is it from us. That's it, I think. I don't think. Do you have another one? Because I think that's it.
That's it for me. No.
Yeah, that's it for Graves. That's it for me. Thanks for hanging out, guys. You can find Gravesville at twitch.tv/Gravesville. If you look down below his picture, you can see how it's spelled. So you guys can go there. You're going to press that follow button. And then if you really liked him, you're going to go press that subscribe button. But make sure you follow him. At least he is part of the NGS network. So he does stream for them multiple times a week. So definitely check him out. Always has some great games going on when he streams. Good stream to hang out and chill on. I am one Mega Man fan. My follow button's over above, on the side above. They keep moving stuff on Twitch. Up above. Appreciate if you guys pressed it. Thanks for hanging out. And Graves, any shout outs or anything?
No, you got me, man. Thanks much. Make sure everyone follows and subscribes here, though. Okay.
Well, yeah, you guys just have to get both. Basically, is how it works. And it looks like Bahamut has a game starting here momentarily, so we will get you guys hosted over there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you guys all next week, or Graves if he has more this week. Either way, we'll see you guys all later. Thanks for hanging, and have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Later.